Hi, I'm Mark Cleghorn and welcome to Pose-Tober on the Photographer Academy. And we're looking at boudoir photography and how you can add different ideas into your session to either spice it up or just to add more variety. So every day on the Academy, we're adding one new image in for you, and you can check up here on our YouTube channel to kind of see the same content, but obviously our members get it ahead of time. But the Pose-Tober series is focused obviously on boudoir photography and their kind of how-to, so I'll explain the poses step by step. We can also look at why to add them in perhaps into your sessions to add that variety. But I'm sure that during the 31 ideas that we're giving you during the course of the month, you're going to be able to take it away, whether it's classic, creative, different moods and styles, different body shapes. You'll be able to actually add in the different kind of styles, as I said. So to end week 2, I kind of had to choose my bathtub image. And even though I don't shoot this a lot, because I don't shoot a lot in clients' homes now, but basically you can get a really great image with the likes of a simple child's paddling pool or swimming pool. In this case, what I've done is I've filled it with a silk cloth on the bottom, and then we've got lukewarm water on the actual just around about 10 inches deep, and then we've got petals that are floating on the top. Anyway, let's go back to the basics. Laying in the bathtub with arms resting on the edges or playing with bubbles, creating luxurious or intimate mood. I've shot that more with brides than I actually have in boudoir photography, because most of the boudoir photography I do is in a studio environment. And guess what? I don't have a bathtub in our studio. So if you are a photographer who's shooting in and around a home, it's a great way to actually add in, and the bathtub bubbles, I get it fully. But I would say that you need to make sure that any kind of water involved in a shoot needs to be at the end. Otherwise, you're going to have to reset hair, dry off, reset the whole scene and so on with it. So you want to make sure it's at the end of your shoot rather than anything else. I think this red petal kind of idea is a perfect kind of campaign promotion for photographers, but the amount of effort that a pro photographer has got to be able to do with this, changing the water all the time, getting 5 or 6, 7 clients through the similar kind of experience during the course of the day. It's why pretty much a keen photographer, amateur photographer, or a photographer that's working in clients' homes will absolutely win here, is because you've got the opportunity for time and you're not actually kind of rushing through the shoot or whatever it is. For this image, I tried to actually make the arms feel like they were floating a little bit. So the first thing is to obviously get the subject into the actual the water. Make sure you put some kind of rest under their head. Why? It's because it'll get very tiresome them trying to actually pick their head up out of the water all the time, no matter how deep it is or how shallow it is. So something underneath the head. We want to then kind of get into an almost lay-in arch pose, but at the last minute, roll the hip away from camera. By rolling that hip away from camera, remember it adds that kind of sense of sexuality more, that eroticism. And I know this is about elegant and glamorous in week 2, but I think that the Hollywood theatre here kind of really adds into the image itself. So with that hip kind of pushing away, it kind of starts to really kind of show off the body. And if you've got the likes of a fitness client or whatever, they're absolutely going to want this photograph because it looks great. And when we're trying to encourage clients to have very big images on a wall, whether it's in their bedroom or somewhere else in the house, the key thing is it's got to maximize the impact of the image. And for me, this is the kind of an image, if you present it to a client, she's going to find it very, very hard not to say yes to it as such. What's the little things to watch out for? Bubbles. And there's a bubble just around about here on the image by the top hand. And every time I see it, I think I must retouch it out. However, if I don't retouch it out, it reminds me to talk about it. So as far as the bathtub is concerned, if you are in a client's home, kind of in the same way, you can go to the implied nude by using the bubbles to actually cover over the body, using the hands to actually cover over the likes of the boobs, or as we've put in the actual words, perhaps put them on the edges of the actual bathtub itself to add that stability and kind of show that little bit of control as well. But don't forget to have some fun with it. If you'd like to see some more content on the Photographer Academy, simply go over to thephotographeracademy.com. And if it's boudoir photography you're interested in, just scroll onto portrait, then kind of scroll down to boudoir, click onto that, and you'll see a whole host of different kind of topics for you to actually click onto. And any of the orange banners then takes you to the pages where you can actually follow that through to see more of our content.